Oh, hey, what you doing? Well, guess what? You're about to enjoy a conversation from the latest live episode of Snaps. Have a good time.
A game again that we never thought we would have been talking about, and it's going down in Lubbock, Texas this weekend. And that is the Colorado Buffaloes hitting the road, the bowl eligible Colorado Buffaloes hitting the road to take on the Texas Tech Red Raiders, and a ton of Big 12 implications in this game. I will say this as a preface to this conversation. Like everything in the Big 12, this game is subject to being crazy and not following any of the logic that you will hear over the next few minutes, okay? Call that a bullshit out if you want. I don't care. The Big 12 is an impossible conference. It's very fun for that reason this year, but just know whatever we talk about is subject to change based on it being the Big 12. That said, I really like the Buffaloes in this game.
Love the Buffaloes. We talk about matchups.
Yeah,
Texas Tech is the worst defense in the Big 12. They are the worst pass defense in the Big 12. They are giving up 321 yards per game in conference play. In conference play, 321. UCF is 15, so one ahead of them. They're giving up 281.
Oh my God.
40-yard difference between them and the next one. That is how bad they are on defense. So they're great on offense. So we have two of the best offenses in the Big 12. Do it a little bit differently. Two of the best offenses. But then defensively, you have the worst defense. And it's not Colorado. It is Texas Tech. The worst defense against Colorado, who's actually been pretty good this year on defense.
So Aaron, this is the kind of crazy thing. I went down the exact same path in researching this game that you've gone down here, where I start to look stuff up and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, God, Texas Tech's defense is fucking awful. I'm like, how do I feel about Colorado's defense? And you look, okay, they're sixth in the Big 12 in scoring. They only give up 22 points a game. That's really good. Then, me, I love stop rate, which is the percentage of a time the opponent touches the ball, what percentage of times it ended a score. Very easy. Colorado is 16th in the country in stop rate. Only 27.8% of the time when the opponent touches the ball do they score. Just for reference, this ranks ahead. I'm just going to name some of the big names this ranks ahead of. Iowa, Penn State, Nebraska, UGA, Mizzou, Michigan, LSU. Like, Colorado's defense is objectively good. Now, they're not going to look dominant this game because while Texas Tech is last in points allowed, they're first in scoring in the Big 12. And they run the ball really fucking good. Like, no matter when they win or lose, it's never been the offense's fault, and it's never been Taj Brooks' fault. The running back for Texas Tech, Taj Brooks, 130 yards a game, 25 carries a game, 5-yard average, 10 tuds. He's a beast. So I don't think Colorado's defense is going to necessarily feel dominant on the other side of this game, but it's actually a good defense.
Yeah,
it actually is. And that's crazy considering what we thought before the season.
Another interesting stat on this one too. We worry about obviously Colorado and protecting Shedeur. Like that's been the big issue for 2 years. They've been a little bit better than this year than they were a year ago, but still not great. But they're facing the last ranked team when it comes to sacks in the Big 12 too.
Yeah, there it is.
Texas Tech only has 11 sacks on the season. That's it. 11 sacks on the season. They can't stop the pass. They can't get after the quarterback. That's a problem against Colorado coming off a bye with what I would say is a lot of energy, knowing that, boys, you look up the standings, they have an opportunity to go to the Big 12 championship and go to the playoffs.
Well, you win this game and you don't play Iowa State this year. What you would gain was a tiebreaker over them if Colorado wins, because you would have a win over a common opponent. Because you're not going to have head-to-head if you both end up.
How would it work if Iowa State beats? Well, Iowa State would have the overall record. Iowa State would still need to lose one more.
Oh, wait. So overall record is a tiebreaker before common opponents? I thought it was head-to-head in common opponents.
Right? Why would you not go overall?
That would honor bullshit out of conference scheduling if that was the case. I would hope that's not the case.
But
they should be decided head than conference opponents. If we're talking to go to a conference championship,
if Iowa State wins out, though, they would have beat Kansas State, who Kansas State beat Colorado. So that's a common opponent that's in favor of
So then
Iowa
they
State.
need to win this then to bring that even and go to whatever the third tiebreaker is, right? And we could go crazy over
What do you
it.
mean third? What's the second one then? It should be if you're going to go.
I think it's
common
head to head first,
Okay.
first, then common opponent. Then I'm not sure.
Probably overall record.
No, that'd be so fucking stupid. We're trying to figure out who gets into the Big 12 championship. I don't give a shit if you beat Mercer or some bullshit like that. I don't know. That seems crazy to me. I don't want overall record to factor in. Not when there's no out of conference. Not when there's no out of conference like standards for scheduling. Well, you look that up.
Compared based on win percentage against all common conference opponents.
Okay.
So I guess you have to look and see what the records of the other opponents would be.
What did you say? I'm trying to parse the language exactly. Read it to me exactly.
The tied teams will be compared based on win percentage against all common conference opponents. The tied teams will
So
be
no, that doesn't feel like that one doesn't feel like it's taking the opponent's record into play. That just feels like what's your record against common opponents. And in this case, if Colorado won this weekend, it would be 1-1 for both teams. So 500 win percentage for both teams. If I'm reading that correctly.
The tied teams will be compared based on their head-to-head records during the season. That's not happening. That's A. B, The tied teams will be compared based on win percentage against all common conference opponents.
Yeah. Okay, so that would be 500 if Colorado wins this game.
The tied teams will be compared based on win percentage against the next highest placed common opponent in the standings.
So that would go Colorado's way because that would be Iowa State. If Iowa State finishes strong, or excuse me, sorry. No, wait, hold on. Shit. No. That would go Iowa State's way because Kansas State would probably ranked over Texas Tech.
Yeah.
See, this is why you can't talk Big 12 scenarios, dude. There's way too many hypotheticals.
Wild.
We don't need to go too far down this road.
And the language, I feel like I need Sharon here to break down the language for me.
Well, you do. I mean, that's why these things are written that way. They need to be legalese. Like you have to cover your bases here.
Yeah. Oof.
If Colorado wins this game though, Aaron, the Travis Hunter Heisman hype is going to really start to coalesce.
I saw some idiot the other day said, "Oh my God, we're going to vote for a guy that's an average corner and an average receiver just because he's doing both." I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Where are we getting to average there?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, the dude is when he's playing receiver, he's kicking everyone's ass. When he's playing DB, he's shutting it down. Like, where was average? He's making it seem like we're only hyping him up because he's doing, he's playing 130 plays per game. It's like, no, we're hyping him up because he's doing that, but also he's kicking ass doing it as a receiver and DB.
He's third in the conference with 94 yards a game. He's second in the conference with 8 touchdowns through the air. He's fourth in the conference with 60 catches. Like, what are we talking about, dude? And defensive stats are always tougher, but like everybody knows you don't throw against Travis Hunter.
Yes.
That's fucking absurd. That's really stupid. But I also believe that Colorado can't lose another game and him win the Heisman. He'll still go to New York, but they can't have 3 losses and him overcome that.
I think they have to win the Big 12 for him to win it, because I do believe as of right now, with Clemson losing, Cam Ward in Miami is probably going to go 13-0 and win the ACC. And it's going to be hard not to vote for Cam the year he's having right now if Miami goes undefeated.
I agree. All right. So I think who we like in this game. Texas Tech is odd. Granted, Iowa State was 7-0 for the first time since the 30s, and the Raiders just ruined that season. They would love nothing more than at home to ruin Colorado's season. Wait, one more thing. What's the weather going to be like in Lubbock Saturday?
64 and sunny.
Are you making that up?
No, I'm looking on ESPN right now. It says 64 and sunny.
Never mind. I didn't know if it was like here where it's like still hot and maybe Colorado would be like, what the fuck? Why is it so hot? No, that sounds like amazing weather.
Yeah.
I think Colorado wins. I think Colorado's the better team here. I think they win.
I do too. I think Colorado's a better football team. I think Shadur's playing like maybe the number 1 quarterback taken in the NFL at the moment. Against that defense, he's going to go off.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say that was pretty fun. Maybe had a laugh or two. Potentially even learned a thing along the way. If you did enjoy it, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing, and we'll see you next time for more snaps.